FM Abuja, because we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. In the lines of the late Tupac Amaru Shakur, he says that the power is in the people and politics is what we address, and that's what we will be addressing this morning on Eagles Outlook. My name's Uduak Daniel, and I'm not alone in the studio, as I have my great colleague sitting right here, and she's going to introduce herself.
Right, my name is Omoife Piso Semari. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us at this time.
Right. What exactly are we looking at, for a topical issue this morning? I mean, it would not be out of place, to indeed have this discourse. We've been having this conversation for quite some time, but in different shades. But now the NLC is urging the labor, NCC rather, is urging labor to shelve planned protest over 50% hike in Telecom tariff. I mean, the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has been planning a nationwide protest. You know that, right? And on February 4 of 2025 against the 50% hike in telecom tariff recently, which was approved by the Nigeria Communications Commission, which quite a number of stakeholders have cried foul over, saying that the Nigeria Communications Commission is not feeling the pain of the users of telecommunications in Nigeria. And quite a number of persons have said that it is ill-timed, and others have said that there has been some exchanging of hands, handshake, right, in this regard, that has led for the NCC to want to take sides with the telecom companies. But in another light and perspective, quite a number of persons have also said that we are only being selfish, not wanting to feel, the pain of even the telco companies and the challenges that they have faced. I mean, for like 10 years, they have not increased their tariff, even with the way that the economy has been wobbly and dwindling here, left, right, and center, and all of that. That this will only be a right call in the right direction at the right time. But then again, that being said, the NLC is arguing that this increase will further burden Nigerians who are already struggling with the high cost of living, including fuel and electricity price hikes.
That's right. It does not end there with the NCC urging Labour to shelve the planned protest. Well, we understand also that the House of Representatives Committee on Communications is also urging the NLC to call off the protest. And according to Peter Akpatasin, the committee's chairman, the protest will only bring more hardship to Nigerians. Instead, the committee is advocating for dialogue between the NLC, the NCC, and telecom operators to find a solution that works for everyone. Now, just like you rightly mentioned, that the NCC had approved a 50% hike in telecom tariff, citing the need to reflect the current economic realities. But it appears, the NLC probably, has a lot on its table at the moment to protest about, because we're here talking about, the 50% hike in telecom tariff. We also understand that the federal government is actually planning on hiking electricity tariff on the other hand. So indeed, there are a lot more, things for the NLC to indeed tackle at this point in time. But the House of Representatives Committee is saying that this protest, would bring more hardship to Nigerians. It's somewhat, right, when you look at the economic implication that would actually be associated with this protest. I mean, even though that is no longer news, whenever NLC threatens, a showdown, strike, or even protest, economists will always come up, even stakeholders directly involved will always come on board to say, why about you look at the economic implication of this, planned protest or strike or showdown, however way you want to put it. But for NLC at this point in time, do you also consider the economic hardship that people are faced with when they come up with these policies? so, it's more like a tit for tat kind of situation, as it were.
But it doesn't seem as though the equation or the summation is summating or the addition is adding,
right?
Because the NCC is a body of government, and it's taken that is the federal government that is indeed accruing or allowing for this 50% increase. So the House of Representatives coming out now and saying this will indeed aggravate the sufferings of the poor. It's more like medicine after death. It's more like just let us give our own, oratory, into the discourse right there. And when Nigerians even taking that seriously, does it really seem as though the House of Representatives is really on the side of the people? Quite a number of persons who are political observers will come from the place of, look, these are mere rhetorics. They are all one and the same in this, because how do you wait until the saga has turned, into, this level where it is seemingly shot negatively at the consumer before you come out to saying, oh, this is ill-timed, it's not making sense, it's not right? And then what are you doing about it? Does it just stop at just saying that, or you're making moves, taking sides with the NLC, saying that, okay, you know what, let's avert this protest. And this is what we will do. Speak to the NCC, speak to the telecoms, because look, there's a reason you're called the House of Representatives.
Right.
You're representing.
More so, it's even a committee.
Great.
On communications.
Great.
To deal with issues like this directly. Well, we'd like to share with you a personal experience of a small business owner in Lagos, who actually shared, of course, her testimony with us on the condition of anonymity. According to her, I rely heavily on my phone for business, and the increased tariff will make it difficult for me to stay in touch with my customers. I'm not sure how I will cope with the increased cost. Now, you talk about, the cost of even communicating or conversing with your clients or your customers.
Right.
You talk about, the cost of PMS. You talk about, electricity supply as well. I mean, possible hike in tariff. So, indeed, the issues are many. And how will all of these affect or impact small, medium-scale businesses in our dear country, Nigeria, knowing fully well that the SMEs, they actually contribute immensely to the economic growth of our country? Well,
we have via phone call joining us our guest, who is in the person of Comrade Gerald Okachi, is a human rights activist, a public affairs commentator, a social analyst, and conflict resolution expert, joining us in the discourse. Good morning to you, Comrade Gerald Okachi. Hello, comrade. Are you there?
Yes, a very good morning to you and to your wife and to our wonderful listeners.
Awesome,
right.
Awesome.
Good morning to you, comrade.
Comrade, there's quite a number of things right there. The reps, the NCC urging labor to shelve planned protest over 50% hike in Telecom tariff. Step in the right direction or not? Okay. Is this just mere rhetorics? Okay. Are we really serious? Do we really have a conscience? I mean, Nigerian institutions, do we have a conscience, especially in terms of timing? Do we have the people at heart? And are the people pushing too hard at this point in time? Well, let's have your thoughts on all of these.
Well, it's unfortunate that the administration of the day, appears to be insensitive to the plight of the Nigerian people. And it's more unfortunate that the current National Assembly we have appears to be the essence of that arm of government is for the purpose of check and balances.
Right.
They're supposed to represent the people. They are supposed to speak for the people. But in most recent times, what we normally see them do is maybe when either CSOs, organized labor, comes out to, stand, make a clarion call, you see them playing to the gallery.
Right.
It's unfortunate. So the honorable member, committee chairman on communication, coming out to say, advising, he can take that advice to his National Assembly because he doesn't hold any water. Why would he wait until there's a reaction? What has the committee done? I mean, what impact have they made with regards to this imbroglio we find ourselves with regards to tariff increment? You understand? If you watch these issues of tariff increment, it boils down on government. Yes, telecoms are being manned by private sector, and they have genuine and valid cause. I mean, reason for increase or increment because of the running costs. It boils down on government, because it appears like this government, what they know is just extracts, get revenue, whether people are dying, sweating blood, whatever. You just collect as much you can, not caring about the people. Just yesterday we heard of a plan 65% increase on the electricity sector, where they are not even giving that electricity as it should. As at the time they did the same thing last year, they brought issues of bans. Even the band here as at today is not even having up to 15-hour power supply, let alone the 20-hour power supply they promised. Now we are coming to electricity tariff. It boils down on government. Why these people are making clarion call for increase? Yes, with the running costs. Yes, we agree that as at the past 10 years there have not been any increase, and in the past 10 years a liter of PMS is not above 100 naira thereabouts. That day it's over 1,000 plus. They have valid call, but it goes down on government. If government is sensitive to the plight of the people and is sincere and honest, standing for the people, they can take this off the people. Everything must not be people to pay. For every 100 naira recharge that you make in any telecoms, federal government is getting 7 naira 50 kobo. Meaning if you recharge with 1,000 naira, they are getting up to 70 naira or thereabout. 10 days, okay, as it stands now, let us waive this money we are collecting. Or maybe out of the 7 naira we could collect for every 100 naira, let us waive 5 naira and collect 2 naira 50 kobo. At least for some times, okay, for 1 year or 2 years or for some months, pending when we are able to stabilize our energy sector. Because as of today, our energy sector is not stable. You cannot even make 1 week, 7 days plan with our energy sector. It's okay, between Monday and Friday, PMS, okay, is 1,000 naira. Based on 1,000 naira, making plan. For some of us that run farm, we know what we pass through. We know what we face. That if you make calculation before the end of the month, the calculation will not fall into place. You either run it at a loss or you get frustrated. There's no way you make calculation that you even see profit, because this the energy sector is not stable. You can't even make 1 year, 1 month plan. There's always one increase or instability every week.
Okay.
So it boils down on government. They can either waive some of the taxes they are collecting from the telecoms, or better still, the subsidy that they have refused to give to Nigerians, they give it to this private sector.
Okay.
They can subsidize the diesel. They can subsidize all these things they are purchasing.
Comrade, just to butt you, but if you let me, it's actually okay that you've been able to highlight the concerns of the Association of Licensed Telecoms Operators of Nigeria, that is ALTON, justifying the 50% hike in telecom tariffs. They've cited a number of reasons as to why it is very, very okay for them to hike it, especially knowing that in the past decade there's been no hike. However, if you say that the federal government can actually come in or weigh into the situation by way of making sure that Nigerians are not impacted too much, by this hike, you are saying that the federal government should perhaps, try to how will I put it now, address this, maybe have some sort of dialogue with this telecoms operators, and that is going to involve some sort of finances or, monies, right? If you look at the financial implication of trying to bring about some sort of subsidy such that Nigerians will not feel the impact too much, do you really think we have what it takes to venture into that now? Because I'm asking you this question because of what, we had during the fuel subsidy regime or era, where a number of Nigerians complained and raised concerns that we are spending, or the federal government is spending too much to subsidize the product. Mm-hmm. So if you are not saying that the federal government should try, by means of subsidizing or dialoguing with these telecoms, operators, and maybe subsidizing maybe diesel for them, right, because they've also hinged this hike, on running costs. That also, applies to diesel, for running their businesses or the activities on a daily basis, the inflation, the economic, a trend, and what have you. Will it really be feasible for the government, especially at this time?
Oh yes, it's more than visible, it's more than doable. You see, one of the cardinal things you need to take into consideration is that the inflation, the hardship we are facing today, is a product of government policies. It doesn't just come.
Okay.
It's a man-made thing. It's as a result of the reforms that this government have embarked upon. What do you call it? Removal of fuel subsidy, flotation of naira, and so on and so forth. And we are still seeing the negative, the merits are superseding the promises they are making that we will gain. Before the removal of fuel subsidy, Nigerians, we are told that those that are benefiting from fuel subsidy are motorists, those that have vehicles. In fact, some have even more than one to that. Even our president had to do his presidential media chat last month or thereabout, in December. He made reference that his friend that used to drive bigger cars and driving smaller cars. I don't know whether it's a thumbs up to him or a thumbs up to his government that somebody that was living large under his watch is now, going into poverty. Now, the realities on ground today show that it's not even the motorists that are suffering. It's the poorest of the poor that are suffering the removal of fuel subsidy. It has affected almost everything we do as a people in Nigeria. Meaning that people we are misled, misinformed. Here we are with another increase proposed by NCC. NCC is a representative of government. They have been in dialogue with these service providers. In fact, service provider actually wants up to 100% increase. But it's their dialogue that led to 50%. But then the question you should ask yourself, if you are going into dialogue, why did you skip or exempt organized labor into that discussion? It's very, very fundamental. People that will pay, you did not carry them along. A key stakeholder in such situation, you did not carry them along. You just decide to announce that it is just like a quinine, or that you want to force down on people whether they like it or not. A bitter pill.
Okay, but comrade, sorry to butt you again. Has the involvement of NLC in terms of dialoguing in the interest of the average Nigerian, has it brought about any change in the lives of Nigerians?
Oh yes.
Please help us get sense. You can start by highlighting some of the changes.
Oftentimes we have seen people criticize organized labor with regards to some of decisions they have made in the past. Maybe when they want to call for industrial action and at the middle of the night they will, decide to call it off and there or so. But then you must understand that if not for the effort of the organized labor, perhaps as of today we are talking about even 70,000 that cannot even take home any worker, whether private or government worker, to work. You understand? In terms of TP, transport, let alone feeding. If not for organized labor, We will not even get to that 70,000 naira. Because the committee set up by the government that they are working out a new minimum wage came up with something less than 70,000 naira. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
And even as of then, they were paying 30,000 naira. Yes, they were increased in terms of revenue sharing. You know, they do every month. We still have state governments that are unable to pay even as at 30,000 naira. So it's organized labor that's a kind of putting pressure on them. You know, they become a checker to ensure that they implement those payments. If not for the organized labor, believe you me, even the some of the increase that we have experienced either in the energy sector or either fuel or electricity or what have you, it would have been astronomically. That is, it would have gone beyond the roof. No matter how you see it, organized labor has been very, very impactful. Their positive impact with regards to negotiation has yielded a lot. Okay, if it is not for the organized labor, even we have known that somebody like Honorable Peter Wood is part of the people that are supposed to do the needful, represent the people. We have even known that he is there as the committee chairman for communication. At least we had expected that somebody that has the interest of the people will come out and tell us, look at what is going on, look at what we expect to do, look at what we are saying.
Okay, comrade,
organized labor, you understand?
Right.
They are doing their job. Even at that, we have seen this current administration trying to get them up with the people, bringing up a different kind of suppression techniques, arresting the leaders, opening up charges against them, claiming that they are sponsoring terrorism and insecurity, which are all lies. Don't be surprised that by the time we embark on rally tomorrow, you will begin to hear issues of economic sabotage, which in charge is almost equivalent to terrorism.
That is if the rally will hold, because to avert tomorrow's nationwide protest by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and its civil society allies against the 50% hike in telecommunications tariff, the federal government has summoned labor leaders to a meeting today, and from what we gather, it is also to discuss NLC's opposition to the 8 billion naira government budgetary allocation for electricity bill sensitization, which the labor movement is describing as the height of profligacy. I mean, wastefulness, and they even tagged it corruption.
If it's not corruption, I don't know what else you will call it. You know, if you are to use 8 billion naira to encourage people to pay, persons like me that use prepaid, are you going to be doing sensitization to me to how to recharge my meter? Hello, Dan, are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Does it make any sense? You know, I don't know whether you call it half a dozen and the six. You know, we have used English language and vocabulary to deceive even the most educated in this country, that you will see a thief, and at the end of the day, just to accommodate the thieving, you will target maladministration, misappropriation, and what have you. Thief, not thief.
Okay.
How can you tell us that you want to sensitize people on how to pay? How? Something that we have known for ages. That's the biggest people that remember where every Nigerian lives is those in the power sector that we generally refer as NEPA. Where healthcare will not reach, NEPA will reach there. Where education will not reach, NEPA will reach when they want to collect their money. Even areas that are not, motorists cannot use. I mean, there's no roads that are not accessible. NEPA will reach and serve you even when there was no prepaid. So how can you in this modern age and just wake up say you want to use a whopping sum of 8 billion naira to carry out whether it's campaign or something? How does it even stand? If maybe they are use another thing to cover it, it would have made sense. But this way it doesn't make any sense now.
Okay, comrade, Before we embark on a quick break, I would like to ask you, and perhaps you're privy to, whatever it is the NLC is planning on its own part, but what are the chances that this protest would hold tomorrow? Are we looking at a situation whereby maybe before midnight, as it were, the planned protest will be, shelved? Also looking at the antecedent and body language of the NLC in recent past.
Whether the NLC or organized labor decides to do what they are known with, in recent time or in the past, where they will call for industrial action. At the end of the day, they will either chicken out or they will consider voice of reason on this part of the government. You understand? Whether they call it or not, we are the people. We are the ones that are suffering. And one thing you must understand is that whether they chicken out or chicken in, or whatever language you will decide to use, they will still bear the brunt. Because if you watch what happened last year when we had a governance protest, organized labor were called upon to support. They technically avoided it. At the end of the day, the first point of call by the authorities, was it not their secretariat? Who was arrested? Who was accused of sponsoring terrorism? Was it not their NFC president?
Okay, so
meaning that just like former senator Dino Melayo said that if you say the truth you die, if you don't say the truth you still die. So whether they decide to do what we know them for, or they decide to stand on the side of the people, we will still carry out rally tomorrow.
And you think this? You think this would have any bite on this hike, the 50% hike in telecom tariff?
Certainly.
Okay.
Yes, now.
All right.
If you cannot, where are their panics?
Okay.
All right.
All right, comrade.
Let's go on a recess. We'll be right back in a short bit, and indeed hear from the family members in this regard. Right? Well, let's go take a recess right now. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just
20,000 naira?
Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. Hurry now.
My people, the thing where they happen for my area,
Do you think I will now find out that you have contract to bring fresh girls?
I brought you from the gutters. Who gave you all the connects? MDG who? Without me, you would have been nobody. But
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to halt human trafficking, MICAT, on I Wish I Knew radio drama every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let us join hands and kick human trafficking out of our communities. I Wish I Knew radio drama, brought to you by MICAT in partnership with the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking Persons, NAPTIP, and funded by the Embassy of Denmark in Nigeria.
Out with the tweets, in with the X's. This is X Trends, where we go with the trends on X and dive in. It is fun, intense, and very interactive. Join us on X Trends on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I suppose it was inevitable.
Eagles 102.3.
It is exactly 33 minutes gone past the hour of 9, and this is the Political and Current Affairs Prog Show on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, where we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. My name is Uduak Daniel.
And I am Omoefepeace Osemere.
That's right. And we're still looking at the topical issue where there is some sort of confluence. Confluence not because there is any answer in sight, but then the reps, the NCC, urging Labour to shelve planned protest over 50% hike in telecom tariff.
That's right.
And now we've had, the discourse opened up, had our guest, Comrade Gerald Okachi, add his voice to it. But then quite a number of questions, are still ongoing right there about the competencies of the NLC, about about what the outcome is going to be about the meeting, between the reps today,
right?
And the disappointments, that Nigerians may have tomorrow should the strike be shelved. But well, let's get the numbers out there. Let's hear from you. Let's hear your thoughts. 0907 353 0044 or we'll just leave it to at 0907 353 0044. Let's take this call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Honorable.
Good morning, Edward. Yes. My name is Honorable Edward.
Right.
All right.
I enjoy our guest today. He is one of the best guests we always have on this radio station.
Right.
You see what my problem now is no longer the increments, but the comment that is coming from a House Committee chairman. In fact, that man, it's just that we cannot recall. In Nigeria, it is difficult to recall any elected officer. If not, that man, he should be recalled. You can imagine how much Nigerians are suffering. DSTV is also under his committee. What has he done about it? We have electricity problem in Nigeria. Everybody is aware. Not everybody that uses gen. Not everybody that uses any other means apart from electricity. If you recharge now and you don't have light for 1 month, it will go. What has he done about it? Yeah, me, I will join because of him. I am going to join this thing. Sorry, I'm saying this. I'm not bringing problem to this radio station, but I will join the protest.
It's your right. It's your right. I mean, protest is the right.
As long as it's going to be peaceful.
Yes.
No, I don't. I'm not into violence. I will do the right thing.
Awesome.
Okay. Even we protested the former president, as some people are regretting now. Put it aside. Let me tell you something. That House Committee chairman should withdraw that statement.
Okay.
She will do that statement. This hike, why even accumulate this? You know that every year you are supposed to increase something. All these things, I will not blame these people. Is the removal of fuel subsidy. That is what is costing all these things.
Okay.
Now they want to increase electricity again. Go around the city. But people have done it in the night. They use light free. Who is losing? Who is losing? And you can't even get them. Can you come and open someone gate in the night? This NEPA, they don't have that power. They don't have that power to do that. I don't know why we don't want peace. We are the problem to ourselves, honestly.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much,
Honorable
Edwards. We are the problem to ourselves. That's what Honorable is saying right there. The number is still there: 0907 353 00.
My name is Samuel. I'm calling you from Apo.
All right, Samuel.
The issue. Are you hearing me?
Yes,
go ahead.
You see, the issue about this telecommunication is not even about the increment. It is how they operate. If you look at how telecommunication has been operating in Nigeria over the years, you will know that Nigerians have been their prey. That is PIEY. Nigerians have been their victim. Look at the kind of profit they make. In fact, I want anybody to come and prove me wrong. Anybody from anywhere. It is in Nigeria that Nigeria is where the telecom companies, the service providers make the greatest profit in the whole world. I will tell you why. You see, if you stay in America, you want to call Nigeria, it's like it's free. If you stay in London, you want to call Nigeria. If you buy £5 call card from London, you call Nigeria for 100 minutes. That is 1 hour, 40 minutes with £5. Now, what is the population of London? Now, if you take the world population after China, India, America, It's because we don't have reliable government that they will count other countries. It's Nigeria. If you look at the transmission in the air in Nigeria, honestly, you'll be amazed if you understand what I am talking about technically.
Right.
There's no way I have seen it because of our population. And the government does not know the population of Nigeria. As I talk to you now, nobody can give us statistics of the population of Nigeria. Nigeria is very much populated. We are going to knock America out in terms of population if our government is serious. Now, why I'm saying all this is because telecommunication runs on population. The more the people, the cheaper the cost. Nigeria is at the verge of being the cheapest in telecommunication in the whole world. Nobody can even think about increment. That's why I keep saying in previous comments I made in your radio station here and others, NCC is not working. NCC is not operational because the service providers are the ones controlling. NCC is supposed to be a regulatory company. Service providers give them peanuts and then they sit down. And it's not okay. Tell me why a Nigerian should pay 4 naira per text message. It's not done. If you calculate how text messages are generated and how they are transmitted, Nigerians cannot pay up to people.
And sometimes the reception is even poor.
Hello?
Yes, I said, and sometimes the reception is even poor. You can barely hear the person you are actually speaking with.
Telecommunication how their routes are. If you go and read it, if you don't transmit, if you don't render the services, you are not supposed to charge.
Okay.
But nobody will enforce all of those things in Nigeria because we don't have a very good government. Even what we are saying now is too much. Because of increase.
Okay, Samuel, thank you.
We get that, Samuel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean,
all right.
He's speaking with so much passion this morning, right?
So much passion, emotions runs high, sentiments runs deeply.
A takeaway from his fact that the removal of fuel subsidy has economy adversely, businesses, small or medium, in the private and even the public sector, because according to Outcome, they are saying that the running cost on a daily basis is a lot, and if you do not jack up, the Telecom's, tariff hike, at the end of the day, it's even feared they might even, go under. Right.
But my funny enough, if we are to really look into that, just as going on in that
are
place,
always mind blowing.
That's the point.
Right. Let's hear from this person.
That's the point.
Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello. Good morning. I'm Morphe.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Coco.
How are you doing? Good morning, Mr.
Good morning. Good morning, my brother. Yes.
Good morning to our guest.
Right. Is this Coco?
Yeah, it's Coco calling from Central.
Awesome, Coco. Okay. Talk to us.
God bless you, I guess. The minor communication people paying to the government. Then the charges which government are charging according to the comrade now, that they will charge each call you are making, the government have their own share inside of it. You can see. And now the fuel or the diesel they are using to operate this transformer every day, this antenna every day, because that thing must be on for service to be provided. The fuel or the diesel they are buying in a high price. That is the reason why they increase this thing, and now it is we the poor masses that is suffering it. So the government supposed to help us by giving these people some breathing space so that they also will have us at the back of their mind. Okay. But in which the government are charging them much by collecting a lot of taxes from them, they have no option than to treat us well than bad. Like me now, if I'm coming to office, I will use my car to carry passengers. No, even last year when they say fuel subsidy is gone, I leave my car for 1 year, couldn't drive. My wife was like calling with me. I said, no, I'm a human being. A place that people used to pay 200 naira. But at the point, I couldn't have any option. I have to join the queue. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because of how I buy fuel. As I yesterday, I bought fuel 1,100 naira. Then if I'm coming to Central area, how much will I carry someone in order for me to maybe have something to add the fuel? So it boils down to poor masses to be suffering. Please, our government should sit down and look onto this thing, because it is the list of the poorest that are suffering.
All right.
Someone that is doing cleaner work, maybe collecting 20 or 30,000, and he's working in central area, coming from Lugbe.
Well, Nigerians are really talking. Family members are there. You know, they've okay.
In this message.
All right, comrade,
please hold your thought. Let's also add this message.
Let's just send this
so you
message
react
in.
to all of them at once.
Yeah.
Abbas reporting from Dutse says, "Good morning."
Good morning to you, Abbas.
He just sent another one.
Okay,
he edited it.
All right.
I was even hoping that you would actually make corrections, but it's okay. You addressed UD as Savik.
Well,
this is
okay.
Udwak, not Savik. Thank you so much.
UD, please.
It says Nigerian Labour Congress is too reactionary in nature.
Okay.
We should stop blaming subsidy for to you now.
Yes. Honestly speaking, everybody is entitled to their opinion.
Right.
But blaming organized labor that for a very long time the labor as a stakeholder in the conversation, the discussion, while you are negotiating, we would have read them this. Since you don't recognize they are there and you make your decision, they will make their own decision. That is why you begin to start hearing the issue of a dialogue or not dialogue. So there's no organized regulate or price protest, civilian protest, that you just carry banners, placards, express yourself dissatisfaction. No, we don't want this. You either carry it with a protest letter to any place you are targeting, either National Assembly or NCC headquarters or what have you. You understand? Right. So it's not a strike. But even if we have to get like that, I don't know whether he's just coming to Nigeria or he just landing. The bone of the contention, the fundamental issues we have today, and with regards to hardship, is not far-fetched than this subsidy removal. From the moment the subsidy was removed to date, we have not recovered. So I don't know, maybe people are saying it's been overrated. That's the same way the issues of propagandas we are being carried out with any reform they are introducing to Nigerians. You will hear different kinds of go back to the table. It's okay, since maintenance cost or whatever you call it, or AI Google can tell you that you can this thing provide for you, or what the day will provide or the week provide for you, or what the day will provide or the week will provide. You are just going on a borrowed just because you are still alive. You just keep pushing. Anything, a system can give you room to make plan for 1 year, 1 week, 1 month. As of today, it's neither here nor there. If you make plan for 1 month, before the end of that month, you will see something. Nigerian police enforcing third-party insurance. Amidst insecurity in the country. Amidst a lot of problems we are facing. Their target is to generate revenue for government. How many people have benefited in that third party insurance? That you say your car is being bashed or you have accidents and the third party will take it. That we are pursuing things that are not relevant just to let the rich generate money for the government and more money and more money and more. Then people will be subject. You see, what this is does to the society, that it will bring us to a point where everybody will start looking for survivor. As of today, you can hardly send in a petition or a request and you go without you imparting something to that agency or government. If you send petition, for example, to police headquarters, if you don't back it up or follow it up, it will stay there for months. It will stay there for months.